Tony Doherty here for NPC News Online with three-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath in one of his favourite places, Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. It's always an honor and a privilege to be here in Pittsburgh, PA. We get to get up on stage later tonight with all these amazing athletes. Got myself, Kai Green, nothing but champions here, really, Tony. I mean, Jim Mannion has put on an amazing event for all these years. And it's really for us, like I said, myself, Kai Green, Dennis Wolf, Branch Warren, like, you know, all these guys to come out for the fans. You're never going to see this many champions off season getting before the Olympia guest posing together.
You know, it's true. And I was just interviewing Dexter, and we said the same thing. Everyone's having so much fun because all you guys are really off season. You're just starting to wind up everything now, so no one's under the pressure of the diet or dropping water or trying to worry about their sponsor and contracts.
Exactly.
This is just a fun thing.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a few guys that are in between shows because they have to requalify, but all in all, this is going to be an event where we can kind of, if we were going to be friends, this is the time that we're going to be friends, right? We're pretty much officially 20 weeks out before the Olympia. So this is where, like you said, I mean, we got a little bit more carbs in us. We've been on tour around the world, so now we're back stateside. We can kind of relax and chill out a little bit, and we're going to give these amazing fans a great show tonight. And then shortly thereafter, we're all going to have a dinner, actually together. It's kind of weird because I know a lot of guys out there, they think that, oh, this guy must not like this guy. Well, it's more the fans not like those, you know, the other guys. For us today, it's more about coming together for a common goal and showing that the NPC and the IFBB is very strong, and we're going to show it on that stage, and we're going to go out in the crowd and hit some poses for the fans.
I think this is part of the genius of Jim Mannion, just bringing us all together here in Pittsburgh, where people can bond and sort of have that feel that we had perhaps in the 90s, where we had the big long tours, everyone got involved, and it's fantastic.
Had a gift for me.
Hey,
Who got a gift?
Jim, we were just talking about you. Come in.
Your ears must have been ringing.
Now we're going to bring Jim Mannion into the interview.
Someone said they got a gift.
Jim, we're just talking about how fantastic it is the way you bring everyone here to Pittsburgh where they can actually be friends and bond a little bit, and they're all off season, having a few laughs, and it's just a great thing you've done. There might be a little bit of genius there to build that camaraderie of all your top guys.
Well, I make them an offer they can't refuse. I tell them to come. They have no choice.
That's right.
No,
That's right.
no, it is great. Honestly, like last year, a lot of guys just started talking to each other. Some guys like didn't talk. Dennis Wolf didn't know Branch that well. This one, you know, Phil talked to the wall. He talks to everybody.
Can't stop talking.
No, but it's all good. It's great. It is good. It's more of a relaxed atmosphere is what it is. There's no competition here. You know what I mean? Where the competition, of course, everybody's, not that they're enemies, but they're on their own. So here it's more of a relaxed atmosphere. So,
We've been talking about that. We've been talking about that, Jim, and also about the growth of the IFBB Pro League. And you see here today, you've got almost 100 pros across three categories, and the men's physique, the women's bikini. It's got a life of its own. You must be really proud of where it's going and the way that the athletes are kind of forming this sport themselves.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, actually, I'm even surprised myself sometimes how fast it's growing. But it's all coming from the amateurs, too. We have so many amateurs, and eventually we have so many pro qualifiers, so now, you know, they turn into pros. So it's all good. I mean, this is a big show. I mean, that men's physique was very outstanding guys. And I'm sure the bikini and figure is going to be the same way. Now go back to Phil Heath.
Jim Mannion, he's out. Hey, that was nice and special. Jim just dropping in on there.
Well, absolutely. I mean, and it just goes to show that he actually is a promoter, you know, that will come out and care about not only his athletes, but guys like yourself. I mean, to bring you along as well, coming from all the way from Australia. I mean, could you ever imagine being out here, you know, doing what you're doing at this event? I mean, it's pretty cool, right?
Phil, I'm living a dream. You know, we've been on the road a lot lately, and we're all talking about it actually down in Brazil. So it must be hard for you guys flying. And you know what I always say to that? I say there's people digging holes for a living, and people, you know, working in factories and just wishing they could travel and see the world. We're doing it with good friends. We're all really tight. We get to do what we love. I'm not going to complain about that. You know, I'll do as many miles as it takes, and I'm just privileged to be able to do the interviews for NPC and to work with Jim. He's given me just some amazing opportunities. I certainly wouldn't be where I am without Jim Mannion.
For sure.
You say the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jim has given guys like myself the ability to even put on my own NPC shows and to really look at what he's done in his framework and built a good, solid blueprint for success with, you know, being a businessman. I mean, he always has encouraged us all to be mindful of our business. Yes, we are bodybuilders. Yes, we go out there and we blood, sweat, and tears in the gym. But to keep mindful of the fact that there's a business behind it, that we can share, you know, our gift with the world of bodybuilding. You know, initially it only started with maybe a couple countries. Now we're in over 160 countries worldwide. We have magazines that are featured in over 40 different languages. And guys like Jim help remind us that you stay hungry about your goals, and you stay humble about it as well. And then when your opportunity is given to you, you return those favors back on to others, such as these amazing fans out here. I mean, we got guys right here, you know, taking pictures while we're talking and stuff. And I could never imagine, you know, I never had that when I was playing basketball or anything like that. And becoming a bodybuilder and being obviously Mr. Olympia and having guys like Jim, you know, to promote the NPC the way he has in the IFBB Pro League. I mean, I'm very honored and, you know, and very fortunate.
But you do stay humble. If I see you stop for every single fan for a picture, because you were that guy once and you've never forgotten that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a lot of people may not remember this, or even know this, but I waited as an NPC competitor. I waited 4.5 hours to meet Ronnie Coleman in 2004 in Denver, Colorado. 4.5 hours. I waited for 2 hours at the prejudging. His line went down the hall, and then he came back for the night show, and I waited another 2.5 hours. I remember buying 4 autographs from him. One of them was misspelled. And I waited another 30 minutes, and I was one of the last guys to leave. And I remember watching him. He didn't tell me to screw off, I got to go eat, or I got to go catch a plane or go hit the gym. He actually sat there and visited with people. And I thought to myself, if I ever have that power, that aura, if I ever have that opportunity, I will always, you know, give myself to those fans. Now, granted, I mean, we also do have commitments. We have to eat, we have to train, we have to rest at some point. But these guys are waiting because you never know who that next Mr. Olympia will be. You never know who that next champion will be.
Yeah, speaking of Mr. Olympia, we'll finish off with this. You seem to have a whole lot of fire in your belly this year. I know you've had some adversity the last couple of years. It's been well documented with some family in this state. You've just come from your dad's service, and it's been a really tough year. Tell us about the fire in your belly and what the Mr. Olympia means to you this year.
Well, obviously, you know, with last year going on with my wife and whatnot, that was pretty tough. I think what that showed me was that I was battle tested and I showed my best physique ever in 2013. Yeah. The good thing is that after I won last year, I asked myself a simple question, which was, not only can I do it again, but can I do it better? And, you know, with my dad passing in March, and we just had his funeral service a couple days ago, coming out here actually puts a smile on my face. I mean, to be, you know, around all these fans that want to take pictures, it kind of cheers me up a little bit. So it's going to remind me as I'm getting ready for the show that not only did I tell my dad that I was going to win, but I have a lot of backup from these fans. So, you know, I have a lot of motivation. I told my family, I said, no disrespect to any athlete, but to go through all that personally and to visit with my father before he passed and him telling me, go after all your dreams, win for me. How can I not have the confidence? How can I not tell you that I'm going to win? I have to win, you know, because that's what he wanted. He wanted me to train hard, train smart, have fun, and just, you know, shine. Just shine for him. And, you know, he may not be here, but I know he's up there looking down, and I know I'm going to make him proud. So I'm excited for this Olympia. It's the 50th anniversary, of course. There's a lot of amazing guys that are going to be, you know, trying to knock me off that throne, and I'm going to do my best to not let that happen.
We can see that. And, you know, we talk about that. I was interviewing Hani, your trainer, just earlier. I said, there's no way we've seen the best Phil Heath yet. You know, you see people climb and climb, and they plateau out, and then, you know, time catches up.
Right.
There's no way you've even peaked. You know that, aren't you?
I believe so, because I think what happens is that because of me getting in, I was in the NPC for 2 years. I didn't have a lot of battles within the amateur division, so meteoric rise, right? Well, everyone's been seeing my progress as I've been seeing it. So everybody would say, well, he doesn't have this. He doesn't have this body part. Well, I've kind of shut them up every time out. And everybody would say, oh, well, he's getting too big. He's going to lose his lines if he gets too big. Well, I started off as a pro at 205 pounds. I weighed 250 pounds at last year's Mr. Olympia. I think it's working. And I think the reason why is because I didn't try to force it on. I just gradually let it happen and let the game come to me. And I'm going to continue to do that. Hani and I, you know, we argue like old men, but we go out there and we kick some butt. And you know, it's time for me to go, you know, train like I never trained before. And I truly believe that. I'm 34 years old, so you got guys that are in their 40s with fans saying that they're gonna, you know, be better that next year. Well, if they can be better, why can't I? I'm not so I'm not maxed out. As long as I'm injury free and I'm excited about what I'm doing, and I have the support like I do, I don't really believe that there's nothing that can stop me from improving. Whether that means I'm going to win from improving or not, I'm going to improve based on those factors.
Well, that's all you can control. So we want to wish you all the best. We love following your journey. I know all the fans out there just love you, Phil. So thanks for coming on NPC News Online. We're out.